Well, again this morning, as I'm waking up, I hear the scripture, the blessing of the Lord, it maketh rich, and he adds no sorrow with it. And immediately the Lord just started telling me, reminding me actually, of something I asked for decades ago. And I'll get into that in a little bit. But he said, the minute you asked me for that, I put you on a course to intersect you with that very thing. And that's a powerful statement, and he has said things similar like to that to me before. But the minute you ask him for something, he begins to set your course and put you on a course to intersect the very thing you asked for. I remember when I first got saved, I'd asked the Lord. My boyfriend had gotten married to someone else when I went away to college, and before I would accept Jesus, finally, I said, I want this guy back. And, again, the Lord spoke to me. I didn't hear an audible voice. It was in my heart. He said, he'll come back, but you might not want him when he comes back. And the funny thing was, God put me on a course, and every time I'd see him, even when he was with his wife, I was patient. It was like I knew he was going to come back, and it didn't take long. But and when he did come back, I didn't want him, just like the Lord said. But the minute we ask him for something, he puts us on a course to intersect with it. And sometimes, many times, he reminded me of this thing I asked for many decades ago, and which was a house, my own house. And I've had a lot of houses over the years, and I've lived in a lot of beautiful places. Lived in the foothills of the Smoky Mountains. It was gorgeous. I lived in Appalachia, which was even more gorgeous. And I had a beautiful house there, or it was an okay house, and I would have settled there. In fact, and lived in northern Idaho, would have settled there. I was happy there. I had a nice house, and through it all, the Lord kept reminding me. He said, "This is not all." He kept me. He said, "I kept you from compromising. Yes, you would have settled, but that's not what I wanted for you." So I've learned to look. He said, my blessing has no sorrow with it. So if you're contemplating something, like if this is the blessing of the Lord, check and see if there's any sorrow with it, or if there's anything you've had to do to compromise to get it, or anything that you don't feel right about, then it's probably not the blessing of the Lord.